Wells Fargo.
Board of Directors of Wells Fargo.
Correct.
Always wanted to. Okay, so remember, if this goes off, it's only 9 minutes.
All right. Perfect.
Let's begin.
Good morning, Board of Directors of Wells Fargo. Thank you for having us back here today. My name is Santiago Avila, Research Consultant at MBI Consulting.
My name is Luis Rosales. I am the Ethical Consultant.
Integrity is not a commodity. It's the most rare and precious of personal attributes. It's the core of a person's and a company's reputation. Those are words of John Stumpf, CEO of your company. We understand the importance of values and ethics for your company. And for that reason, we have been working on addressing an issue that has the potential of turning into an internal crisis for your company. You've asked us to come today because of a succession of recurring events in which Wells Fargo has been sued, accused, and mentioned in media in regards to predatory lending practices and unrealistic sales quotas. That means targeting minorities and inducing them to take out loans with unfavorable interest rates, and opening unauthorized accounts that your customers have never requested and behind their backs. Our goal is to complement your company's efforts on resolving this issue by providing a complete portfolio of solutions for both the short and the long run. All of the proposed solutions follow a triple bottom approach: legality, financial attainability, but most importantly, ethical applicability. We suggest that in the short run, you do 3 things. Number 1, examine and revise your current code of ethics and how it's been implemented and enforced. Secondly, revise your incentives program and take into account customer satisfaction as well, and not only how many deals have been closed. And lastly, compensate those customers who have been affected and conduct a post-mortem analysis to see what went wrong and what we can do to prevent it from happening in the future. In the long run, we have 3 suggestions as well. Number 1, establish relationships with third-party ethics compliance organizations to measure how effective your company is on this matter. Secondly, emphasize transparency and clarity on every interaction with your customers. And lastly, continue to work with those customers who were affected in the past on regaining their trust and helping them achieve their financial goals through the use of your products. Now, I'll pass it over to our ethical consultant, who will expand on the dimensions of both the issue and the solutions. Mr. Rosales.
Thank you, Mr. Avila, and good morning, Board of Directors. When addressing the ethical dimension of this issue, we found really 3 fundamental ethical problems that lead to Wells Fargo's overall ethical downfall. And these are the fact that Wells Fargo is imposing unrealistic sales quotas upon its employees. This can in turn cause a lot of unnecessary stress upon employees and potentially even lead to harming their overall well-being. This in turn also harms Wells Fargo corporate culture and brand, something that we have actually found to be very ethically sound, and which I will touch upon later on in my presentation. Also, customers of Wells Fargo are being harmed by unauthorized accounts being opened and by them being targeted if they are a minority with predatory loans. This overall leads to the violation of the stakeholders' model of ethics, which in simple terms says that businesses should adhere to the rights and respect all parties that are involved with a business when doing any business practice. So, for example, customers and even employees alike. And so when we found this problem, we analyzed it and we proposed the solution that Mr. Avila just went over. The solution will ensure that Wells Fargo not only adheres to laws, such as the ones that we mentioned last time that we were here, but also business practices that are accepted globally. And also Wells Fargo's own ethical code. And it will also ensure that Wells Fargo's image is improved and its restoration is back on its image. And so with that being said, we, in order to come up with a solution, analyzed the problem with globally accepted business practices. And specifically, we looked at the Global Business Standards Codex. The GBS Codex was put in place by 4 Harvard professors. And basically what they did is that they looked at fundamental ethical values that should be put in place by any business, no matter how small, no matter how big, no matter what industry. They took these values and organized them into 8 different principles. These principles include the property principle, reliability principle, and transparency principle. And there are 8 others, but however, due to the lack of time, I will only have time to go over 3. However, at some point we have found that Wells Fargo has actually not been in compliance with most, and so our solution addresses all of these. However, to begin, the property principle states that businesses should adhere to the rights of property and those who own it. So for example, a customer comes to Wells Fargo and they go online and check their banking accounts. They now see that there are 5 accounts that have been opened and there are fees associated with those accounts that need to be paid. However, the fees haven't been paid because they don't know they have to pay the fees because they didn't open the accounts in the first place. This is a form of theft. Wells Fargo customers are being outright robbed. And so in order to stop this and in order to comply with the property principle, our solution proposes that Wells Fargo lowers sales quotas and stops the practice of unauthorized accounts. This same implementation of our solution will also ensure that Wells Fargo complies with the reliability principle. This principle states that businesses should adhere to the terms and conditions that are agreed upon when establishing a business relationship. So for example, a customer comes to Wells Fargo and opens up an account. They are agreeing to certain terms and conditions that say, I'm going to do business with Wells Fargo, and in turn, Wells Fargo will treat me this way and do this for me. Nowhere in the terms and conditions does it say that Wells Fargo has the right to open up accounts behind customers' back. Nowhere does it say that they have the right to target minorities in order to meet sales quotas and revenues. And so in order to comply with our reliability principle and adhere to these terms and conditions, we are proposing a similar solution: stop and lower sales quotas and stop unauthorized accounts. Lastly, something that's a bit more obvious is the transparency principle, which basically states being honest with customers and being transparent. Something as simple as making finances easier to read, something that we mentioned last time. And even making sure that customers are fully aware of their potential to pay back a mortgage when signing off on a mortgage, and the fact that they will know that they won't default on that mortgage and they have the potential to pay it off. And so, with that being said, our solution proposes that we stop unauthorized accounts and lower sales quotas in order to meet those 3 principles and the 8 others that are set in place, and also to abide to Wells Fargo's own ethical code. Something that we actually found to be very ethically sound in contrast to the situation that we have just mentioned. And so, for example, if you go online and you have a quick search on Wells Fargo's website, you can find that Wells Fargo has a very sound ethical code. So they have 5 fundamental principles that they list as the cornerstone for any business decision that they make. And these are people as a competitive advantage, diversity and inclusion, doing what's right for customers, and going above and beyond to do so. And so when you see this, the big ones here are the fact that it's not doing what's right for customers. It also lists ethics as one of those values, and something that isn't being proposed, it's not being done by the circumstances that we have just described. It's something that I also want to highlight under its culture and brand. Wells Fargo lists that it goes above and beyond to do what's right for customers. It emphasizes relationships that last a lifetime, clear, responsible lending, and accountability and risk management. Something that we're not seeing when they give up predatory loans to customers and also target minorities in order to meet revenues. And so our solution proposes that Wells Fargo addresses these downfalls and abides by globally accepted ethical practices and also Wells Fargo's own ethical code. And to end, I just want to mention that nowadays consumers want to brand themselves with a company that stands for something, a company that's doing what's right, and a company that goes above and beyond to do so. We believe Wells Fargo has the potential to be such a company, especially with the ethical code that we have just mentioned. And so we propose that Wells Fargo not only abides to its own ethical code, but also globally accepted business practices, so that Wells Fargo can go on to the next step and be a leader, especially in the day and age where we're seeing a lot of stereotypes around banks about them being greedy and exploiting customers. And so by imposing our solution, we can ensure that Wells Fargo will go above and beyond to do what's right for customers and be a leader in this sense. And with that, I'll pass it on to Mr. Avila for closing statements.
Thank you, Mr. Rosales. In conclusion, we have provided a complete portfolio of solutions for both the short and the long run that will allow your company to address this issue. All of our solutions follow a triple bottom approach: legality, financial attainability, and ethical applicability. And for those reasons, we would like to encourage you, Board of Directors of Wells Fargo, to implement the solutions to guarantee the success, integrity, and sustainability of your company for the years to come. Thank you.